So, fair play. Fair play to Team USA. Look, if I'm going to make videos, I'm not even criticizing them, just pointing out when they lose 3 games in a row, I'll make a video talking about them winning 3 games in a row. And the way they did it was impressive. I'm not going to lie. The way they did it was impressive. Like Van Lit tying up games, Ryan Howard out here hitting game winners. They were not, other than I think it was Spain, they beat comfortably. Like they were close games, like 18-17 against Canada. They beat France France are last. I think they barely beat France. They beat France by 1. I think they beat Spain relatively comfortably. And like, heck, the men won twice. I think last night they beat Spain. They beat Spain by 6. But 2 1-point wins, one of them being in overtime where they needed to come back. If they lose one of those games, they're in really bad. They're like, if they lost that game, they couldn't get ahead of Canada. And if they lost to France, they'd be at 1 win, they'd be out. So if they lose both of those close games, they're done. They're out of it. And before we get on to, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to hit 25.7k by the end of the day, and we're 43 off. So the way the pools are right now, 6 teams go through. All you have to do is finish top 6, and the United States are 4th. They are facing off in their last game against China. So there are, for them not to make it through, because they did beat Canada, Canada need to win their last game. So Canada's last game is against Azerbaijan. So what could end up happening is Azerbaijan beat Canada. If Azerbaijan beat Canada, United States, what happens then? If Azerbaijan, Canada, so then Canada go in because they're 3-way tie. Canada go down as last. So Canada go out if Azerbaijan beat Canada. If Canada win, Canada are through anyway. If the United States lose to China, China go through. I don't think there is any permutation of games where United States go into that bottom 2. There's no way. Because Azerbaijan are playing Canada. So even if China do overtake them, and let's just say, hypothetically, they could get 6th. The best Team USA could do is, let's see what Australia, because again, Team USA beat Australia. Or say they lost Australia. They beat Spain. They lost to Germany. Germany are already through as one of the top 2, I think. So Spain's last game is against Germany. So Germany could end up being on 5. Spain could tie them and go ahead. Australia's last game is against France, who've only won 1 game. France are already out. So it's looking like it is, it's a guarantee. It's a guarantee to go through. And even losing one of those games, like losing that game to France, and you might be saying, oh, but like Team USA, if Team USA lost that game to France, they're last. Like they beat France in a real close one. Obviously, they beat Canada by 1, but they beat France 14-13 by 1 in a neck-and-neck game. And shout out to Ryan Howard and Van Lit because they're hitting shots. And that's the thing is when you bring guards in 3-on-3, they got to hit shots. They've just got to hit shots. And they finally did, and they finally got a little bit better in the defensive rotations. And you're seeing it now. They're starting to play better. Like, Canada are good. I think very few people thought they were going to beat Canada. That was a game where most people in the know of in 3-on-3 thought, you know what, Canada are going to win, especially when they lost a couple of early games. Like, they lost to Azerbaijan. And look, Azerbaijan have got Tiffany Hayes, who is, surely Mercedes Walker, hometown Baku. No, she's from Azerbaijan. Hometown, no, she says hometown Baku. Like, surely both of those are naturalized players. Maybe I'm wrong with that. Maybe you can play as many as you want in 3-on-3. But like Tiffany Hayes obviously is a good WNBA player. So she can cook. And yeah, with the way the schedule is, and you're looking Team USA again with their losses. I think Germany were a lot better than people expect them to be. They're 5-1. And the win against Spain was huge because that was a game where people thought, you know what, they're not beating Spain. That's everyone that was in the know about this thought, no, they're not beating Spain. And then when they faced France, I think a lot of people thought they were going to beat France. And then when they played Canada, everyone's like, nah, Canada are going to beat them. And that's the crazy thing is, again, if they lose to Canada, If they lost to Canada, they would be 6th, I think. But there'd be potential of them going out. So there's no potential of them getting into that top 2, which will give them a straight bye to the semi-final, I think. Because, again, it's a really confusing bracket. By the looks of things from this, so you can see here semi-final game 1, semi-final game 2. So QF game, yeah, so it is first place and second place are through. Fourth place 5th and third place 6th. So it just depends on who you want to dodge. Do you want to play Germany? But if Team USA can come out with, like, they need to win 3 games. If they can come out with 7 wins in a row, fair play. Like, that's all I can say, is if they can come out with 7 wins in a row after starting off 0-3. I said it in my video where I was like, if they can do this, I'm going to give props. If they come out with 7 wins in a row after the horrendous start they have, you got to just congratulate these players, because they just almost looked out of their depth. It looked like they didn't know how to play the sport, the game of 3-on-3. Like, Van Lith kind of knew what she was doing. She wasn't hitting shots. Ryan Howard didn't look like she'd ever played 3-on-3 before. Derek Hamby did not look good. Burdick, again, is fine. And it was like, do they regret bringing a team that small? Do they regret maybe bringing WNBA players at all because they weren't able to practice a team like these other countries? And if they can pull this off and win, all I'm going to say is fair play. Fair play to them, because in a tournament where you need 3 to 4 wins to get through and you play 7 games and you start off 0-3, when you realistically have to win these games. They won 2 games by a point. If that goes the other way both times, where they lose to France by a point and lose to Germany not Germany, they already lost Germany, lose to Canada by a point. If it goes the opposite way, they're already out. So, and especially because, again, they were down in some of these games. They were down, and Van Lith freaking tying the game up before Ryan Howard game winner in one of them. Like in OT, this is a seriously ballsy performance. A seriously ballsy Olympic performance. And congratulations to them for getting themselves into the knockout rounds. Do I see them winning it? Considering how bad they'd been up to a point, like, it's going to take them playing 3 really good games in a row in knockouts. But look, they're by far the most talent on the team, and they're getting used to playing with each other. So at this stage, if they go and win 7 in a row, it would not be that surprising. And fair play, considering how awful they were at the start, fair play to them for coming back and winning 3 straight.